just wanted to show you some of the trail. Good morning. I just left Mount Collins Shelter. It was chilly last night, low 40s. Wind was blowing. I could sleep in this morning, so I got up around 7 and packed up in stages so my fingers wouldn't freeze, because I suspect it might have dipped down into the 30s pre-dawn, you know, but 43 when I left at 9 o'clock. But this is the trail today, and I understand this is the way it's going to be all day. Just this lovely, mossy, evergreen walk. And people who have done this section before, I met two guys that they do this all the time. They report that this side is easier than the other side. This side being Clingman's Dome to Davenport Gap. They also report that it's more scenic. So, well, yay. But it's, right now, if you want to know what I'm wearing leggings, my rain pants for wind protection and added warmth. I'm wearing my puffy jacket, my puffy gloves, and a tank top and a button-up shirt. And probably like yesterday, I'll shed this puffy here in a little bit when it warms up a little bit more. But I'm not sure I'll ever be in the sun today. It's just like this, like, hey, there's my shadow, woo! So I'm making it, if I can stop dropping my glove. Feels a little surreal, I won't lie. And there was this guy last night at the shelter whose calf was bothering him. And this morning, it was swollen, and it wasn't better. So sadly, he had to get off the trail. And I think he just started his section. So, those things happen, y'all. And you don't even know, he didn't even know what he did. But there's a lot of steps here. A lot of steps up and down. And I suspect if you go at them a little too fast, and you're not used to it, it could cause a problem. I think that's what aggravated my tendon in Grayson Highlands, because I hiked fast 2 miles through the park trying to find a campsite, and then to top that off, it rained, and I hiked fast the next day trying to get off the top and get out of the lightning. And I think it was just too much quick stepping for my tendons that have already been injured in the past. So I take it nice and slow on these downhills. I don't want a tendon flare-up this close to the finish line. I think Newfound Gap is just 4 miles ahead. And that'll just about be my halfway point to my shelter today. I'm liking these short days. No stress, Mon. But tomorrow is a 13-mile day, so I'm going to have to get up super early to pack up in stages and keep my hands from becoming useless on me. There's more fresh blazes in this area than the other area. Oop, don't trip over a rock. Well, I should be using my poles. Speaking of safety on the trail, I would add that all the other hikers are bundled up too. Look at all the trees down here. Big giant 1, 2, 3, 4. And there's trees after this. There's another one there. And back over there is more. Must have been one heck of a storm. Glad I wasn't on the trail then. Great Smoky Mountains maintains their trails very well. They're nicely groomed. I'm sure they're trafficked a lot. I mean, I can't even imagine what it'd be like non-COVID times. Because it's been nice seeing people, walking with different folks for a little while and chatting, getting to know where they're from, what they love about the trail. The two fellows I was mentioning earlier, one is from Greenville and one is, or Greenville. I'm told that's the way you pronounce it. Anyway, Greenville, and one is from Knoxville. And they actually met on the trail, and then like 2 years later, they ended up at the same shelter together and realized that they knew each other. And they've been hiking buddies ever since. And that was like 14 years ago or something. And they meet up and go on these hikes. A lot of them in the Smokies, because it's convenient to both of them. Two jolly fellows. Very entertaining. It's good to be back to the normal, somewhat normal, people coming into shelters and tenting and everybody coming up and eating their dinners and chatting. I have missed that on my solo Virginia hike. Solo, all alone, nobody but me there. Virginia hike. Okay, well, I'm loving the freshly painted blazes in this section. You don't have to sit and wonder, because I'm watching the trail so closely. And there's other little trails that are well marked, but if I don't look up, I could easily just wander off. But see, thank you, white place. Wish we had smell-o-vision. You can smell the pines. In case you're wondering what 43 degrees and hiking looks like for this Florida girl, let me just show you. Because I'm about to take a layer off because I've been hiking about almost 2 hours now. So it's warmed up a little bit. But here's what it looks like. Rain pants really helped this morning while getting ready. They blocked the wind. It was really windy up there. And tights on underneath it. And I might just leave those on. Those aren't bothering me. Purple rain skirt. I can't say enough about purple rain skirts. This just adds an extra layer of warmth. It doesn't get wet. Like, it's dried out now, but when I was walking before, you would touch the brush and it just kind of rolls off of it. It will get wet, but it takes a lot to get it wet. And it dries. I just put my clothes in my sleeping bag with me at night and they're dry as bone the next day. Down puffy jacket, and I have just a collared like sports shirt under here, button up. You've seen that probably in other videos. And a tank top under here. Sock liners, wool socks, buff, and hat. I tried to put my buff around my neck earlier, and I was cold, so it went back over my ears. I had big puffy gloves on earlier, but I don't need them now. And I think I'm about ready to ditch this puffy jacket and just go in my shirt. So I'm going to do that right now. I'm loving the trail today. Like I said, it's glorious. This shirt is amazing. It's good to keep bugs away. It's not hot. And it dries quickly, and it's surprisingly warm when you need it to be warm. Puffy goes away. It is so dry now. I don't have to worry about dampness. And it's going to be that way till the end of this hike, so I'm so excited. I love my pack after 3 or 4 days. So nice and light. My tent was dry this morning. It's so much nicer to pack up in the cold when your tent is dry. Okay, puppies put away. Gloves are put away. Will pinch fingers. In COVID times, like when I went up to Klingman's Dome, there's my mask right there. It lives in this pocket. You don't need it here on the trail. But if you had to go to town and, you know, a lot of places require it, you would have to do it. Got Smoky Air backpack. Love it. I don't back off the ledge. How'd you break your leg? Well, funny story. I was filming myself and I backed up and there was a step. Okay, I think it's good. Tighten it up. All right, we're gonna go that way. So on my gut hooks, it tells about having to cross a wire fence. So I thought I would get to do my favorite fence style climbing. But look at this. This is something completely different. And this is to keep wild hogs, wild feral hogs, out of an environmentally sensitive area. So I thought that was kind of cool. And this is coming up, let me stress while I'm breathing heavy, from Indian Gap. And some interesting history about Indian Gap. Indian Gap Road was one of the earliest roads here in the Smoky Mountains. In fact, at one time, it was turned into a toll road. And it was only 5 foot wide and had a lot of ruts and things like that. So I don't think the toll road worked out so well. But that's not here. There's a trail back there that you can hike and actually hike on part of that old road. Beach Forest Enclosure. This is one of approximately 20 special sites that have been identified for fencing against a wild hog, a non-native animal that has been present in the park since the 1950s. This exposure contains a beech forest community that is unique to the southern Appalachians. It contains an assemblage of native plants and animals that would be seriously impaired by the invasion of hogs. The fence was installed in 1984 in an effort to retain the natural character of the site. Well, very good. I know there's another one up here. This little area we'll cross through and then come right back out. One of the persons I was hiking with thought he saw a bear, but no, it was a hog. I haven't seen a hog, but I've seen where they've been rooting. It's back there by that trailhead, Indian Gap Road, and there's a parking area. There's just toilet paper laying in the woods. My God, people. At least take it off the trail. Try to bury it. I mean, the ground is so soft here with all this moss. You just take a stick and twist it down into the ground. Our forest pine walk has turned into a lovely ridge walk of sorts. You can see the mountains off in the distance. Kind of hard through the trees right here, but every now and then you'll get a good clear view. A lot of people out here today that I passed once I got over on this side, and everybody's saying, beautiful day. It really is a beautiful day. Now, if you're cold-natured like me, and you wanted to hike here in September, this is beautiful. You just have to have the right gear and all to get through the night. But even so, see trees out there. It's just one of those days that you pray for when hiking. I mean, the sunlight filtering through the trees, blue sky. Gentle breeze. Just awesome. Awesome. We should be getting to Newfound Gap Road soon, thinking. That's about my lunch stop. If I can find me a place in the sunshine, because it's a little chilly, and well, it will be when I stop moving in the shade. Okay, looks like I got a little down to go. There's a view through the trees, like I was talking about. That's a good view right there. Well, as views go along here right now. Cool. I just came from that way, and holy crap, there's a lot of people here. This is Newfound Gap. Nobody stopped to let me cross the road. Nobody. I need to take my life in my own hands. That's what it looks like. This is a Monday, y'all. I can't take pictures that I want because there's people everywhere. Check out this view. You can see the road down there. Way down there. Pretty flippin' amazing. Let me tell you folks, this is a busy, busy trail. I passed so many people. Not Clingman's Dome busy. Pretty darn busy. There's more people coming. Seriously, what holds these trees up? Look. It's massive. So that's where everybody's going. Charles Bunyan, 1.3 miles. But I only have to go 2/10 of a mile. I'm almost there. Check out this part of the trail. How cool is that? You're just walking through the ground. Okay, before they get up here, I'll face back this way. If you have to go to the bathroom, make sure you do it before you get to Newfound Gap if you're heading north. Because there's too crowded. Okay. Today's short 8-mile day means that I got into camp in time to dry everything out, or more like air everything out. Icewater Springs Shelter is only about 3 miles from Newfound Gap, and it sits overlooking this lovely view. Sun was shining, just perfect. It was nice to just get into camp and relax in the sunshine. And then, if you're confused about the water source here at Icewater Springs Shelter, it is right up the trail, northbound, not far at all. Basically right in the middle of the road is a pipe spring. Water source here, 100 yards away, down the AT. I think that Icewater Springs Shelter is one of the more popular shelters because it is so close to Newfound Gap. And also, you'll have a lot of traffic there at Icewater Springs Shelter from folks who are heading up to Charles Bunyan, which is only 1 mile further northbound. on the Appalachian Trail. So just know that that's going to be a busy little shelter. Although when I stayed there, a few people stopped in and took a break there, day hikers. But that night, there were only about 6 of us there. So not as crowded as I thought it would be for September in the Smokies. I'm almost done with every single mile of the Appalachian Trail. Just a couple more days, and I will be finished at Davenport Gap. Stay tuned.